Hello and welcome to our series of videos about how to make a short film using your phone. Today we're going to look at your idea. We have ways to test it for suitability. Not every idea will work for a short film, but yours might. So we're going to try and find out if it has enough story, too much story, a cast of thousands, locations that are impossible or ones that are achievable. Let's take a look. So here are some questions to ask yourself when testing your idea. The first thing I'd ask is, how many characters have you got? Now obviously you don't want a cast of thousands, but beyond that think about where you're going to find your actors. So is there a college nearby, a drama school, do you know anyone who belongs to a theatre group? Don't set yourself up to fail with problems really at the early stage when you're writing the story by giving yourself characters that will need actors who are going to be difficult to find. The next question I'd ask is, how complex is your story? You need a main theme and maybe a good twist or possibly one subplot. Any more than that and you'll overcrowd your story. You only have 10 minutes, so give your story room to breathe. The next thing to think about is, where is your story set? And this includes time as well as place. So if possible, film indoors, it's much easier, but obviously you're going to need to have access to indoor spaces that lend themselves. You don't want to be building expensive sets. If you're working on something historical, good luck filming outside because aeroplane noise, traffic noise, car alarms, I can hear a car coming even now, are things that we will revisit later in the thorny issue of audio. But certainly outdoor locations can be really great assets, and there are ways to make them work for you and ways to simplify it. So think about your locations really carefully when you're writing your story.
It was the white one was alright, it was the one coming out of the side road that did me in.
Also ask yourself, is it practical? Think about how you are practically going to film every scene. If you've got songs in your story, that's great, but you need really good audio for a song to work. How are you going to produce that? If you want to condense an epic sci-fi into a short film, good for you, but can you practically achieve it? Your main aim is to make this film, to get it made on your phone without too many problems and to enjoy the experience. So really think about the practicalities and don't be afraid to make cuts to your story or changes if you think they're going to give you problems that are going to bring the whole thing to a shuddering halt. It's not really stifling your creativity, it's coming up with solutions to problems that would otherwise stop you achieving what you want to achieve. So try and be adventurous, but be practical. The other thing I recommend doing to test your idea is to draw a mind map. So here's one. So part of testing your idea is the mind map. This is where you actually get to play with one of your lovely notebooks that I know you'll have and a nice pen. So I always start with your central point. It may be the title of your film. If you don't have the title yet, just write the title. If you want to put the main feature of your film, you could put that in. So mine's a ghost story. I want to write that in. I did have a title when I started mine, and I would have put my mind map would have started with The River, which did end up being the title of the film. And from there, you just let your mind drift to the most important things. They'll come to the surface quite readily, and actually using a pen and doing some sketching and doodling helps your mind to just relax and to be a bit more creative. It's a different feeling than typing something, I think. Right, so we're going to have here, we have our main female character there, and we're going to have our main male character there. And then I think the other character in the film is also the setting, which is the river itself. So I'm going to give that a good big bit of importance right there. From that, you'll start to think of your other locations, and this can give you a helpful little list. So you might have riverbank, there's a pub, there's a farmhouse, things like that. You'll start to look at the list and think, blimey, that's going to be difficult. How can we do a farmhouse? We can't afford to film there. Can we film all the interiors in one place? Can we just put different sets inside whatever house we're using? It starts to help you think about all those technical details. From there also, I think you think about what is the main feel to the story. What's it about apart from the main characters? It is a mystery, it's a ghost story, and you've got to remember to keep that front and foremost, not get carried away with this makes a lovely shot and that's a lovely chance for somebody to do a little bit of dialogue. Don't forget you're telling a story, and on that point map out where your plot points are going to go, because these are going to be your major scenes. I'll underline that and put that with the mystery, and that they're all coming off your main title too. Secondary characters I might put down here, make them a bit smaller. So you get the idea. This is just building a less linear, more creative and freer way of thinking of things. I think I'll put costumes down here because they're going to be something you have to think about, and also sound. The thorny problem of audio will be something we spend quite a lot of time on, but just for now let's give it a little box down there. So you begin to get the idea, and you can make list of your plot points. You can come back and colour some things in. Don't be afraid to doodle, draw little pictures if it suits you. I do these for all my novels. I did them for my short story, and I think you'll find they really free up your mind when you're trying to be creative. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to follow the whole process. Good luck!